Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today we're having another look at the beta for Chapter 4 of Beyond. This time we're focusing on the new background simulation state called Incursions. And this is all about Thargoid invasions. You can see right here a megaship has been damaged, and this is one of the results that happens when a star system comes under this new state. Now it's by no means the only thing. Essentially the incursions are full-on invasions. At the moment, in beta, they're only taking place on the Maya system, but once it goes to the live servers, they will happen right inside the bubble, and there will be a chance each week of a system getting invaded. Players will then have to repel the invasion. If not, they'll end up with a system like this. You can see the allegiance of this system is now to the Thargoids. For some reason, it's communist, and the state is under incursion. Now, another thing that happens with systems that have been invaded in this way is that a starport will get damaged. An example of such a starport here in the Maya system is of course Obsidian Orbital, but it's not damaged in this case, but we know full well what a damaged starport looks like, as we've seen it many times before. Now, some people have pointed out that this really isn't any different to how it works at the moment. They've seen many damaged starports dotted around, but the new background simulation state is in fact very different because it is now fully automated. The way it works currently on the live servers is that Frontier instigate manually an invasion in a system every week, or at least potentially weekly. This will change with the background simulation state, making it automated, as I said. Now, another thing that occurs is that there will be plenty of non-human signal sources dotted around, not just a few. But as anyone who has been in beta will attest to, there is literally dozens of them, all at various different signal strengths, and this means that there will be different types of Thargoid combat for you to get involved in. You also won't need to track it down, as these will be readily visible on the galaxy map as a system state, so no more wondering where to go to fight Thargoid. You know exactly where to go. Now, it's also worth mentioning here that you don't necessarily need to use the new discovery tools in order to resolve an unidentified signal source into a non-human signal source. Instead, you can just come to the nav beacon in any star system. Once you've scanned this, all unidentified signal sources will be fully resolved, and you'll know exactly what's what within any system. You'll be able to see these on your nav panel, and you can see there's a whole load of them here, and right there, I just passed right over it. Unidentified signal sources aren't the only thing. There's also new conflict zones. These are AX conflict zones, or anti-Xeno conflict zones, and they feature waves upon waves of Thargoids, various different types, and we're going to head that way in just a moment and have a look. You can also see the science vessel there, which is the one we saw right at the start of the video. Now, an incursion state can be prevented by fighting off enough Thargoids, but if that fails, then you will go into a full-on incursion state. This can be repelled, again, by fighting the Thargoids, either in unidentified signal sources, I believe, or certainly within conflict zones like this one here. Now, when you arrive inside a conflict zone, you will get a little message issued to you by someone within the conflict zone. This will be an NPC, it's fully voice acted, and you will have the choice to either accept it or to alternatively decline it. And despite many people actually wishing it was so, you cannot fight alongside the Thargoids. After all, I guess those aliens just see humans as all the same. Now, like I said, these come in waves, the Thargoids here. So when you first jump into the conflict zone, the first thing you'll be fighting is Thargoid scouts. So pretty much any ship can take these on, even regular weapons. You don't need anti-Xeno equipment to take them on. But after a while, what will happen is that, well, the next wave will come along, and these will be interceptors. For most people, of course, Thargoid interceptors will be a bit of a step up in terms of difficulties when compared to the Thargoid scouts, but as long as you're well equipped, you should be able to have a good fight here. You will of course need anti-Xeno weaponry, preferably of the Guardian type. And so far all I've seen out here are the Cyclops variant of interceptors, but my understanding is that as you kill these, you will get progressively more difficult interceptors arriving. And if these conflict zones have the potential perhaps to intermix with the new scenarios for conflict zones, who knows, maybe even human capital ships will turn up. Now, as mentioned earlier about the incursion state here, the system will be in a state of incursion, and if you don't fight enough Thargoids, and again, this number will vary from system to system, there's no fixed number that Frontier have released, but if not enough Thargoids are destroyed, then what will happen is that the system will remain in a state of incursion, and if there's a starport here that hasn't been damaged, another one will be damaged. This will take place after 1 week of incursion. And whilst it will be possible to repair damaged starports, they could also become damaged again if the incursion stays in place. And the way it's set initially at least is that Frontier will be leaving incursions in place indefinitely. The only way to get rid of them is for humans to fight them off. So certainly a pretty big change for the game in terms of Thargoid invasion, and spending some time out here in the Maya system has certainly been quite a bit of fun. So looking forward to this arriving onto the live servers soon. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.